Quickly before we get into it, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and follow your boy on Twitch. Yes, sir.
Versus in EU.
Oh yeah, I saw that and I don't get it.
Europeans, when they see Americans, no free healthcare. Europe is asleep. These are called chips, and these are called— No, they're not. We are not asleep. I feel bad for you, said Europe. I don't even think about you at all.
It's so true, but also at the same time, for all of you Americans watching, name 6 of these countries. Don't worry, I'll wait. Because Lord knows I probably couldn't either. I don't know where they are geographically. I just know the names of them. Except for Italy. It's boot. Or, yeah, whatever.
Said America. Americans when it's 90 degrees outside versus Europeans when it's 90 degrees. Who even uses Celsius? Like, how extra? Places which use Celsius versus Fahrenheit. You guys are extra.
No. Hold on.
Places which—
There's actually like 3 or 4 countries, but they're incredibly small and they don't show up on this map apparently. But there's others that do. All right, we're just special because we're correct. We're back-to-back World War champions. Okay, when that becomes you guys, then you can talk shit. Shut up.
use Celsius versus Fahrenheit. You guys are extra. Medieval Europe versus medieval Europe in movie/documentaries. Europe. Americans naming cities. Europe. New city name. The most expensive room per night in Europe versus America. Traveling to a different country in a movie starter pack. USA, Mexico, India, Canada, South America, Scandinavia/Eastern Europe. Grass in USA versus grass in Europe.
No, correction. Let me.
Eastern Europe. Grass in
This is grass in the South. This would be grass in actually probably the South, now that I'm thinking about it. That or Skid Row, either or.
USA versus grass in Europe. 25-year-old European versus 25—
Is that a Peugeot 208? What is that? Thing's ugly as hell.
Year-old American. I still can't believe Americans don't call car parks car park. What? Is that where you bring your car on weekends so it can play with other cars? No, it's where you park your car. Almost like an area of land. A lot, if you will, for parking cars. A parking lot. A car park. 100 acres of pizza are served in the US every day. Who the hell measures pizza in acres? USA. How Europeans see Americans. I've got to embrace the flag. I've got to sniff the flag. I've got to lick the flag. I've got to wash the flag. I've got to date the flag. And I've got—
Let me, as an American, this is kind of true. And I don't want you to think that we like America because we think everything in America is good. Because that's 100% not true. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Americans like America. We hate our government because our government is against us. That's just how that rolls. So, and the flag is what represents that entirely. Until we get Canada.
to be the flag. People who leave their phones set to military times are war criminals. How do you look at 405 and go, wow, I can understand that. Bootlickers, what's next? You gonna join the army? Recruit me? Americans be like, okay, I can't count past 12 actually. If I have a medical emergency, don't you dare call an ambulance. You better Uber my butt to the hospital because we are not about to pay $5,000 for a ride in the Wii U wagon. Yep. Everyone outside the USA laughing nervously. What? Hey Canadians, have fun at school tomorrow. Hey Americans, have fun paying your healthcare. Stop guys, we're friends, remember? Children, behave, else mother shall have to give the pair of you a bollocking. You couldn't beat 13 states, let alone 50.
Oh
well,
God!
Australia doesn't even exist. Aussies are just spicier British people. What are flavorless British people?
No. See, Aussies are British people that went higher into this tech tree. That's what that is.
Just normal British people? What are Americans? Cheesy stuffed British people. Do British keyboards have a special pound key on their keyboards? How do you hashtag? Hashtag is over by the enter key. Don't you worry your little butt. What do American keyboards look like then? Oh.
They're forgetting the guns, but yes.
As an American, I can confirm this. European kids getting ready for another school year. American kids getting ready for another school year. Rural town in the— I hate this word, bruh. Rural town in the US. A policeman is approaching you in Europe versus them approaching you in America. To be honest, Americans are so funny. They're like, OMG, there's a concert near my house. It's like a 3 hours drive. And Europeans are like, what? Yeah. A 3-hour drive? Are you kidding me? I'm not going to France for that.
Bro, I found that weird as shit. There's some people from, well, not America, let's leave it at that, that I've been talking to. recently, and they're like, yeah, I have to go for a long drive. I hate it. And I'm like, dang. A long drive for me, is significantly shorter even to America, or significantly longer even to Americans, because I was an OTR truck driver. A long drive for me is like 9-10 hours, right? And these people from not America were like, yeah, we have to drive like 45 minutes. That's such a drag. And I'm like, brother, 45 minutes? Like, I'm just getting settled in to driving at like hour 2. What are we talking about? That ain't shit.
Australians crying in the distance. Invent a new sport. Spread it globally. Be bad at it. Invent a new sport. No one else plays it. Declare world championship. An American pickup in Europe. Why is it so fat? The American who thinks that America sucks is moving to Europe. The European who thinks that Europe sucks is moving to America.
Don't forget Canada. People have been doing that too in Canada. I had a video about that a couple days ago. Yeah, Canada ain't much better either.
Europe. Americans are so uncivilized and violent. Also Europe whenever someone scores a goal in soccer. It's football!
Soccer? Alright then.
To be honest, it's kind of funny how so many Americans are convinced that every house over like 10 years old has a ghost. This house is 100 years old. People have died in here. Like, okay. Yeah, but in Europe, when they're like, someone has died here, they mean like 4 generations have lived peacefully and passed up old age in this home. In America, someone died here is like, some dude locked his mom in the basement and she starved to death. People in Northern Europe with 12-degree weather. When Americans complain about heat, Europe, I'm in my 30s and don't have a car. We don't care, get the bus. USA, I'm in my 30s and don't have a car. If you speak to us again, we will call the police. US sports fans. Mix us together in the crowd. It's all good. European fans. Me, an American, trying to chum up with the Europeans. The Europeans. 20-year-old American boys. Mom, can I drink a beer? No, you are way too young. 15-year-old European boys. Dad, I'm getting a beer with the boys. Can I join? Americans, when Americans make fun of the United States. Americans, when Europeans make fun of America.
Yeah, because it's like, you're not here. Like, why are you talking shit? Talk shit about your own country, and we'll laugh at it too. Because no one, from my understanding, I feel like it's just a universal thing that people don't like the country they live in because they get to see how bad it actually is. But that's just an opinion. Tell me in the comments.
Europeans to Americans when they need military support. How Europeans think of Americans who have a carry license. American chocolate. You think you're better than me. European chocolate. I am better than you. Americans be like, I'm looking at myself in the mirror. Americans be like, I'm gonna go watch a war movie. Americans be like, I'm gonna go eat an orange. Americans see a tree.
Do y'all not eat oranges?
Rodent and go, look, a squirrel. Americans be like, can you give me a glass of water? Europeans, I can't believe Americans don't use the metric system. Americans with 3 grams and a 9mm in their pocket. Europeans with cryptids. What whimsical creatures. Let's invite them in for tea. Thank you. We'd love some tea. Let us celebrate.
Hold on, are they French? Are these motherfuckers French? Yeah, disgusting.
Americans with cryptids. This is the last forest you're haunting, you son of a... I'm gonna smash your corpse when I'm done. Europeans, when you ask them what they know about America. When you realize that the US is technically older than the UK. Europeans, when they see an American minding their own business. We are intellectually superior in every way. Europeans, strict gun laws. Americans, when Europeans find out that they created the American. No. Americans microwaving their tea. Britons drinking instant coffee. Europeans. Let's make memes about Americans. That'll show them. Americans. I'm sorry. Who are you again? Brits making fun of Americans for using feet. Also Brits when they use stones for weight. When you are British.
Isn't a stone like 14 actual pounds though? Why would y'all use that? Why don't you just use anything else?
And your American friend says, let's play football, but then they bring an ellipse-shaped ball. I am a bit confused. The beginning of the American Revolution. You owe me like $1. You'll have to kill me for it. We're experiencing heavy snow. Massive snowstorm. Duh, more vodka. Looks like spring, eh? When I see British citizens mocking the president, I just remember that in 100 years, they went from ruling 1/4 of the world to living on an island the size of Michigan. So this is an American...
Laughs in American. That's crazy. Oh, you gotta love it.
Translator for what America...
Wait. Is this true? Let's see. Awesome. Good. Yep. Great. Yep. Fine. Yeah, pretty much. Okay. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Americans say and what it means. I'm afraid of Americans. This is super real. Let's get coffee sometime means goodbye, I like you. Or let's
Excuse me? No.
stay in touch means goodbye, I don't like you that much. Today I learned
okay,
Americans call a knob of butter a stick of butter. Wait, we call it a
Y'all
knob.
call it a knob of butter. Why? No shot. Y'all call it a knob of butter. That sounds. Ugh. Ew. Get a knob of butter from the fridge. That sounds gay as shit.
Who the hell calls it? We call it a knob. What?
Yeah,
Those Americans
call
are
it a
terrible
knob,
with
dude.
all of their shootings that happen. Meanwhile in Europe, Americans, when you tell them, European isn't a country, confused oonga boonga. American
I mean, you're all
drivers
the
trying to
same.
navigate the narrow streets of an old European city. How Europeans think Americans get to work. Literally true.
Practically, yeah. Forklift certified. I've had to do this. Can confirm.
POV. 0.2 seconds after arriving in the USA. Americans. Why do Europeans think they're better than us? Europeans. USA. France, help me. France. Can't, I'm broke. It's against the British. France. What are Europe and
They came
America's
force.
views on gun safety? Europe says guns should be highly controlled and used only by responsible adults. America says if their age is on the clock, then they can use a Glock. How Americans see USA versus USA in reality. Olive oil Europe versus butter Europe. Europe every couple decades. Father, I crave
Yeah. I heard not too long ago the French are doing some type of revolution again, and I hope it doesn't go the way of Robespierre, where the dude just cut off so many people's heads that eventually his head got cut off. So Germany isn't looking too hot now, either. Apparently they're doing something where they want to kick out all the immigrants as well. So that was kind of interesting to see. Good to see nothing has changed.
Violence. Aliens visiting the United States versus aliens visiting Eastern Europe. Driving directions in Europe, 1922. Drives on the left, drives on the right. Mixed. Mixed.
How the fuck is
Average
there
USA
mixed?
hospital visit. This is horrible. This man has no insurance. I'm on it, doctor. They pushed him off, they killed him. Australian
Yes.
arrested in Australia. Australian arrested in Europe. European arrested in Australia. Toilet in Europe versus toilet in India. Versus Amber Heard's toilet. Speed cameras anywhere else. Speed cameras in Eastern Europe. How Americans see Europe. It's too far away. We can't. Americans simply cannot conceive of how gloomy Europe is. Wow, so UK is horrible. Let's go. At 19 years old in America. Can I buy a bottle of vodka? USA. No, that's illegal and irresponsible. Can I go $50,000 in debt for education?
It's a little bit higher than this. Add like an extra 30, 40K. There you go. Now you're the real American college student.
We encourage it. American Impossible Challenge. Americans tried to name this country challenge.
Damn. You're right. I wouldn't know. Yeah, I don't know. We're not taught geography.
Impossible. Americans literally have no banter. I don't know what country this is coming from, but we've probably beaten you in a war at some point. I'm American. Civil War. America. I'll kick
Yeah, it's
anyone's
true.
butt. I'll kick your butt. I'll kick your dog's butt too. I'll even
Yeah, that's a pretty much for people that don't know. Civil War. Yeah, that's essentially what happened. We got kind of so tired of fighting everyone and winning, we just decided to fight ourselves and won.
kick my own butt. Remember that time it got so hot in some parts of Australia? The bottoms of people's thongs were literally melting to the asphalt, and people still ask
Wait, what? What? What the fuck is this? What are you talking about?
me why I hate summer. For Americans reading this post, a thong is a flip-flop. A
Why
flip
don't you just call it a motherfucking flip flop? What? That's crazy.
flop. Oh. Racism in Europe versus racism in America. Europeans memeing on Americans. Europeans being memed on by Americans.
Yeah.
Anti-curfew riots in the Netherlands. America. Europe. Netherlands. Dude, you're embarrassing me in front of the Americans. Europe is better because we have social benefits. That's only possible because the US rebuilt Europe. So the
Yeah.
evolution of cars for USA, Germany, and Russia. 100 years in the future. USA Michigan versus Norway. How the rest of the world sees the USA. Los Angeles. What? Disney World. Yeehaw. New York.
We're gonna have to go back ever so slightly.
100 years in the future. USA Michigan versus Norway.
Shit.
How the rest of the world sees the USA. Los Angeles. What? Disney World. Yeehaw. New York.
Yeah, so this is practically true, but you gotta shave this what area is significantly bigger, because you'd want to cut that to about right there. That's about New York. This is Disney World, but it's Florida. So this is This would also be correct, but you'd also have to add that it's yeehaw, then like little dot Disney World, and Los Angeles. You got to cut that to right here because this what goes over here as well. Ain't shit up here. Ain't shit through here, except like corn and cows. We have a lot of cows.
York. Being bilingual in America versus being bilingual in Europe, I thought it would be the opposite. No, it has to be, right? It's the opposite. Europe's so good they made a sequel. History books. History books if Europe had natural resources. Salesman slaps USA. You can fit so many idiots in this bad boy.
Let's be honest, all of the idiots are in major cities, so except for this one. This entire thing is awful, by the way. So, any Europeans watching, if you really do want to, if you want it, we'll sell you this. This entire thing. We'll sell you this entire thing. Not a single goddamn thing has ever come out of this thing right here. This entire thing, garbage. Absolute garbage.
Hunting in Mexico versus hunting in Australia versus hunting in USA. Everything's better with explosives. I've always scoffed at those OMG, Europe is tiny post. But we just took the wrong exit driving back to our cabin and we literally ended up in Norway and decided to just stay for dinner. So yeah, this just happened again. There isn't even a sign that says welcome to Norway. You're just there all of a sudden. I could miss an exit and still stay in my state for another 8 hours.
Brother, in Texas, especially when you have been having to drive in Texas, I've driven 10 hours in Texas and I'm still, well, this was when I was driving an 18-wheeler, but still, I'm driving 10 hours in Texas and I've only made it about halfway. There's still another 8 hours to drive. But all right then.
Americans, cricket is a dumb game. USA wins one match. Americans, oh mercy me. I keep forgetting I'm in the colonies. My favorite post. Please tell me that people in Britain actually call the USA the colonies. We call you the colonies. We don't call you the colonies. Europeans. I drove 40 minutes to the Netherlands for some groceries and then popped into Germany to see some of my relatives before driving back home. Americans. I was in Florida. I drove for 9 hours. Now I'm still in Florida. Yep. I have a deep respect for Scotland because I was at an Ireland versus Scotland football match and their chant was, "We hate England more than you." One time at a Germany versus Scotland game, some German fans started the "Stand up if you hate England" chant and the whole stadium stood up. What did we do? What didn't we do? Does this mean that England is the US of Europe?
Yes.
Where do you think the US got it from?
Yes, 100%.
Go for a walk. The scenery will cheer you up. People in Eastern Europe. USA. We're going to make a League of Nations, Europe. And you're going to join it, right? USA. You're going to join it, right? But mom... Can someone translate this? I don't know British. I'll do my best. Ahem. Hey, yo, ma. It's mum, not mum. It's chips, not crisps. It's fries, not chips. It's color, not color. It's soccer, not football. Wrong.
Well, hold on. Rugby's like an actual thing. Rugby's actually badass. That's probably like the only thing that I've seen come out of Europe that's any good. What are we talking about? Rugby's actually the shit.
Why is it cancelled in the UK but cancelled in America? Oh, I actually know the answer to this one. American newspaper ads charged by the letter, so a lot of people would eliminate unnecessary letters like the second L in cancelled or the U in color. Some of these spelling changes were used so often that they stuck, and now Americans just spell some words differently. In some
correctly, but fair enough.
Summary. Americans spell things weird because of capitalism. Another weird Australia fact. We are the only country that ever cancelled a boat race due to the lake being wet. Please elaborate. What? The Henley-on-Todd is a screw you boat race made to poke fun at the English's Henley-on-Thames. The Todd River is dry most of the time, and as a result, it hosts the only dry river regatta. Behold, the chaos. UK. Everything the light touches is our kingdom. USA. Colonies. But what about that shadowy place? You must never go there. Americans. Talking smack to the US. Other Americans. Yeah, we suck. Europeans. Talk smack about the US. Americans. America. Europeans. Universal healthcare. Americans. Europeans asking Americans where Splachsvestovich is. Europeans when Americans ask where Nebraska is.
I was about to say, what the fuck is that?
British cheddar versus American cheddar. Europeans arriving in NYC, wondering why the homeless dude pooping in a 7-Eleven cup wasn't included in their pamphlet.
What? This was not included? Nice addition though.
Europeans, when someone mentions American healthcare, you'd rather spend taxes on guns than healthcare? Yep. Laughs in public healthcare. How Europe sees USA versus
True. Roads, yep. Garbage. Yep. Spelled that wrong, but fair enough. Land of virgins. Yeah, that is Florida. Yeah, like that is Virginia, New York, Connecticut. Fair enough. And this, so Ohio. Yeah, essentially all of this is Ohio except for like right here. Right here is Chicago. It's its own thing. So France, Germany, England. Yep, IKEA, Norway. Well, ex-USSR. We call it the Iron Curtain now. Australia, what the fuck? Greece, Jesus. Foodland, I don't know. Something like Croatia. Yeah, fair enough. Close enough.
How USA sees Europe. Yay, I'm glad we are just England. That's nice. I think Americans have spent long enough making fun of British accent. We need to stop making fun of our own accent. Americans be eating crayon berries. Americans be paying $20 for a crate of water bodies. Americans offered 2 choices. They have no real preference between like 2 dozen matter. I don't think American filmmakers realize how huge London is, because you sure have the London Eye and Houses of Parliament, but when you say London has fallen, what? So the Nando's in Catford is in flames. The Tesco in Peckham has descended into chaos. We have states bigger than your entire country.
We do, but what?
Europe, but without the guys, you're literally killing me.
Yeah, no, fair enough.
Well, thanks whoever made this meme. Japan, the USA, fighting in Europe, fighting in Africa. The State Department nailed my girl's passport.
Damn!
Want to know just how big Texas really is? This is actually mind-blowing. I don't...
It's neither... What? Okay, I don't know geography, but what?
Get it. That's Europe inside Texas. Texas isn't actually that huge, is it? France, United Kingdom relations. England, screw you. France, screw you. History of the Middle East. History of Europe. History of USA. History of USA is like a DLC of Europe history. Why divide people by unrational things when you could divide them by whether their word for cotton candy is valid or not? Examples. American English. Cotton candy. Good. British English. No, we don't call it fairy floss, we just call it candy floss. And that is valid. Spanish and German. Sugar cotton. Good. French. Daddy's beard. Not valid. I'm sorry.
Hey, yo. Hey, yo, what? Hey, I knew the French were on some weird shit, but what the fuck is this?
Sorry, the French call it what? Americans, explaining why they don't want free healthcare, because they get to skip the waiting times. Europeans with identical insurance at a fraction of the cost, because it has to compete with the free one. Napoleon wants money for war with England. Thomas Jefferson wants to purchase Louisiana. British bank offers to lend Thomas the money. Thomas Jefferson borrows the money and buys Louisiana. Declares war on Britain with the Louisiana money. We can do both metric and imperial measurements. It's not difficult at all. Europeans, making fun of Americans for using imperial measurement. Americans running the 100-meter dash, buying liters of soda, grams of drugs, and kilos of other drugs. British versus American. Favorite, and spelled very incorrectly by the American.
No, incorrect. See, you can talk about how you made the language. We just made it better. That's why we are who we are now. Remember that.
Prince Harry officially renounces British residency. Lists US as his new country on document. A literal British monarch changing his alliance to the United States. We've never been more back.
Yeah, that must fucking hurt. Damn.
Afternoon. Hey, how are you? Fine, how about you? I'm good. You're from Maine? I'm rotated in Europe right now, so the 1900 miles away threw me off. Where's that? Maine or Europe? Europe. Where the hell is that? It's across the ocean. The USA shouldn't police the world. Totally agree. That includes removing troops in Europe, letting Europe defend itself. But I won't be able to afford all of my social policies then, because increased military spending. Wait, why are these memes like on America's side? I'm British! No! Forget this meme, it never existed.